Hello, my name is Tanis Kanif, and I'm about to start my second year at DGHE at the H&D Public Services course. Now, I'm the lead student for the written submission, and in this video, we have interviewed several students and asked them about the aspects of student life at DGHE, and we discussed the following subjects, like how the induction process went along, how they understood their programs, and the awarding bodies connected with DGHE Uni College. Pastoral support that they received and other types of support they received from staff and at the college. And we also talked about the assessment process and how it got along, and we discussed their understanding of the assessment process. We also discussed with the students the feedback opportunities they had with the college, so how they provide feedback and how it's listened to and how it's understood and how it's replied to. Also, students talked about how complaints are addressed, whether it's about assessment or other such matters that are connected with the college. And we also discussed with the students how the facilities are holding up. Are they up to their expectations or not? And whether the library resources like VLE Library, the Moodle Library, and the actual physical library at the college are, whether they are up to standard or not.
Hello, hi. So my name is Sibyl Roslide and I am studying Integrated Health and Social Care Leadership and Management top-up degree.
My name is Barbara Medina and the course I'm studying is HNT Level 5 on Public Services.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Priya. I belong to HND Business Group and I'm in my second year of my study, which is fantastic.
My name is Wana, currently studying public services at DGHE. I'm a first year, so I started in January of this year, and all good so far.
My name is Nemena Dobrova. I'm a student at DGHE College. I study art and design, more specifically graphic design. I'm in year 2, first semester.
I was definitely said that David Camp Higher Education is where they will support you in pursuing somebody's aspirations.
I used to work at a restaurant, and one of my colleagues' daughter actually studies at DGHE, the public services. Now, what she's been letting me know back then is that following this course, she can actually get into the Met Police. At the same time, if she decides to do the top-up, she'll be able to be an investigator, which sounded really great for me.
It just suited the location and the course and modules were there as well, so I could explore what I will be studying.
The information about DGHE College actually came from Italy. So she gave me and my partner, we both go in the same program. She gave us a call a couple of times, so we spoke about it, and also we had a phone interview to see if we can manage our lifestyles because we have a child and full-time jobs. And she was able to explain how things work and where we can get support.
I have 4 children, ranging from age of 18 to 6, and what I had to do, I had to kind of juggle around a little bit with their education and my education.
Well, it hasn't been easy, but I mean that's normal because we have a 5-year-old son. As of support, we had a lot of support and a lot of understanding from teachers.
Because everybody is very welcome, very friendly. It shows the respect which you can't see in other places. You can't have that feeling and that scary like, oh, he's the teacher. Oh, I can say everyone in here is so welcome, so happy.
Once I made an application, I was invited for induction.
Well, during the induction, there was a student, a second year from what I remember. She presented pretty much the classrooms that we're going to be in. She explained how things are at the college. We pretty much got her opinion in regards to how the first year and the first beginning of the second year was for her. We've met the whole staff. They did let us know that in case we have any problems, we could go to them. In case we need more support with our assignments or we don't understand anything, we could just simply go to them and they're going to be of help to us.
Touch base on everything. And who should we get in touch if we are going to be absent, if we are not going to make it up for the class on time, all those things. Who should we contact?
They introduced us to the module. They explained to us what it's all about, the course, how it's gonna be presented the lessons. We have meeting with the teachers. So it was kind of explaining everything from the beginning.
Explaining basically what the course is going to be about the credit, about the values of the credits. What was it based on, how much I had to dedicate myself, was I able to dedicate myself onto the course, and what was expected basically.
This is how it is going to be, how the courses, because when I started it was peak of COVID, so everything, I think we were one of those first few batches who started on Zoom. So everything was new. I think for us as a students it was new, for the staff who were on Zoom, we were all like, I think we were all learning together how to do it online.
So it was quite interesting from the first day to have someone who introduced you to the university with every room, canteen, showing you everything around. And also because as a new student at the beginning you are quite stressed, worried, you don't know no one, you don't have any friends. But to see that the teachers and everybody in the university is so very welcome, it makes you feel happy, more confident, and not really worried about what is gonna happen later.
When I started, yeah, it was fantastic actually. I really enjoyed myself. Integrated really quickly. Spoken class on the first lesson.
Yeah, there were a couple of things that I did not understand, for example. So I just needed a second opinion or some clarification in regards to this. The assignment brief, for example, was one of them. And we found ourselves, my colleagues and I, we found ourselves going to teachers to get an assignment brief. Some of the words were a bit complicated, as in, if you didn't read carefully, it gave a completely new meaning to the sentence. So we had to be careful with what we do and what we understood from the assignment brief. The teachers proved to be very helpful for that.
The assessment process has two stages. We have the optional and also ungraded formative assessment, in which we have to write, let's say the original assessment is 3,000 words. Well, the formative is 1/3 of that, and you get to receive criticism and comments and helpful advice from your lecturers when it comes to what you have to write about, what you're missing out on, and whether you're missing out on any of the important assessment criteria which have to be present at the final submission.
The teaching staff introduces us to the assignment brief in the first week. So this is going to be the pattern, section 1, section 2, section 3. This is going to be a formative assignment date. Please have a look. So we also have a look in the link if it is there, and then we talk about the final assignment date.
And during each lesson on every week, we are coming back to the questions from the assignment. Also, we have on the Moodle accounts, we have questions, videos explaining each lesson and each key point.
The assignments have been, they're always interesting, to be honest, and it's something new for me, actually, because I've never done graphic design before. It's just something that I thought would be very nice to do because I'm an artist. So they've always been interesting and very creative, and I love that.
So it gives us a chance to tackle each section as the class goes.
I actually talked to the teachers afterwards, and any feedback that they gave me was quite useful. They told me where to go, what to do, how to include it, and on top of that, in the assignment brief, there are little steps that we can follow, so we can get a distinction or a merit.
and the teachers had literally step-by-step guidance. It was it's very simple to understand, plenty guidance. No matter how many times students would ask tutors for support and guidance, they would always get it.
The feedback helps you quite a lot to understand why you get that marks, and also it's telling you where to improve your skills.
They would push you kind of to elaborate on it a bit more if there's errors in there, which is great because it is your guidance and you want to do critical evaluation of something. So they're pushing you to critically evaluate your paper. So I found that really helpful, really having that stage 1, and then that makes you think how you're going to write the second part of the paper.
You know, sometimes the feedback helps to put you in the right perspective, and that's what you need.
Being informed of what we could do, what we would be able to do, and which path to follow, that was very helpful for me at least, because it didn't limit my vision to just one thing. It broadened my horizons.
Things that we get, it's always positive. It's always, the feedback always kind of focuses on the positive. I don't feel that I'm being criticized in any way.
If we had any, as I mentioned before, if we had any issues or we didn't understand anything about the assignment, we would just go to the teachers and they would promptly help us, all of us.
If you think that you haven't been marked on the fair way, I know that you have the opportunity to have a meeting to find out why you get that marks.
I would say before I got into David Gam and in this higher education, probably I was a little bit self-conscious. If somebody gives a feedback, I would be, oh, I used to take it very seriously. Because, oh, did I do a mistake? Oh, you know. But now I have, in these 2 years of my journey, whenever I got a feedback, it has not only reflected on my assignment, but in my work, in my personal life, it has really improved. I'm more open to take feedbacks, improve myself, put it in effect, and I'm definitely seeing that difference.
To be fair with you, I don't think in other universities you get this much support as you get in DGHE, because there's a higher amount of students. There's also more teachers as well, but they've got assignments or exams to focus on, or they've got their own issues at work that they have to focus on. So I don't think you get as much support as you get here. And even if you would go for support, they would just briefly mention it, which is not something that I appreciate. If I have a problem or if I'm going through something, I would like to know that there's someone here who's going to support me.
Gives you guidance and one-to-one tutor support as well, which probably you wouldn't get that. I haven't actually received probably so much attention in previous places, which is very helpful. Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about it. I really like the modules and I really like the classes and the teachers. Some of them are really, really great. They really can bring the best out of you.
The teachers, how they made you feel comfortable, right from induction, I would say. My first class in David Gam, I felt thankful that yes, I think I'm in the right place.
I feel like this place is actually getting the best out of me. It motivates me to go further than what I'm doing already. So that's a great thing, especially from teachers. I really feel this type of support from teachers.
With study skills, we got the opportunity to learn how to make paraphrasing, how to write a good report, how to make it to be in the good academic skill. And we had all the support. Weekly we had like small homeworks, and every sessions it was the teacher was paying more attention to each one of us rather than just to give you examples and lessons and just leave it like this.
Teaches students how to cite, how to write academically, and how to understand assessments and how to understand comments and criticism back to them so that they can improve their writing.
We had study skills with one of our teachers, which was mainly focused on English, on how to improve our paraphrasing skills or hedging or paragraphing, anything of that sort really. I did learn quite a bit. It was really an interactive class, which I really loved that about the class. Great teacher, so funny, and I mean, in my case, he kept me wired, so I was able to focus more, to give my best in his class. I mean, it was 2 hours that I really enjoyed, to be fair. I really did like study skills.
The tutors were great too. They are great, yes. I'm still due to attend my second semester, so they are great. Being on Moodle and just guidance, like I said, through the tutors and having the access to Moodle as an independent student, it's really easy to follow through.
It's quite easy. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be that easy and to be that helpful.
At first, it was quite a terror. I didn't know how to go to the modules, how to access the library. Later on, we've been explained everything, and now I have no problem with Moodle. if I need anything, I exactly know where to go and how to get what I need.
Because you have the references from the teacher, you have the lessons, you have the video recorded lessons.
On the computer, I can get to the modules really quick, to the lectures and everything that I need. And also, if I need to get in touch with student services or with the librarian or with Fiona or anyone else, there's a separate section for everyone, which that is really helpful.
It's easy to access. It is your guidance.
Also, you have references and more articles in there to read.
But what I really did use a lot was the library and the BLE website that is provided by DGHE. I used that a lot for my assignments, and it was a great way for me to do my research.
And all the information was also given on induction about Buckinghamshire Blackboard. So we'll have access and further guidance, let's see, with the library. Attending everything within David Game College, that's plenty, and obviously having the additional access to Blackboard, let's say library, that's just additional support, but it's great, it is great.
Every single time I had a problem with Lisa, I was looking for a book. The librarian was always there to help. He was up to date with the emails as well. He did let me know when I have to return the book. He actually extended some of my books that I borrowed, so that was really helpful.
If I am in a bit of a discomfort of any aspect of my education, I first talk to my teacher, and from there, however I follow the advice, I would ideally follow the advice of my teacher.
Generally speaking, still for most of the courses, for the classes, I think there's one thing that I would change, and that's maybe the length of the program.
If we have any problems, we pretty much just go to the reception and someone will help us out. That's my go-to, because I get to speak to a real person.
I was not directly involved, but I have sent a few emails last semester about the typography class, which they changed eventually. In general, I was saying the same thing, that it seems to me that in this module as well as in some other, there is too much work involved in too little time.
Well, there's not many changes I would do. Just pretty much connect the students more with each other. That's pretty much from different classes, not necessarily my class, for example, but get to know each other.
What I said before is just maybe if some of the harder modules could be extended in a longer period of time, that would be great. That's the only thing that I would suggest. Other than that, I'm quite happy with everything. All the information is available. One-on-one meetings with professors, everything it's very easy access.
Once I finish the DGHE, I want to apply for the top-up, also at DGHE. Once I finish them, I want to go for the police. I want to join the police, but more on the criminalistic part.
With this degree, the plan is to possibly become children's residential manager.
I do know for a fact that I want to go into the justice system. I just feel like everything's so messed up, so I want to try to be a part of the change.
Now looking at my top up to do in human resources, because when you go, business is quite a wide terminology, but when you are getting into human resources, that teaches a lot in depth, it's more narrowed, and studying something like that from David Graham will be an honor with the kind of teachers we have here.
But I also want to push myself into doing masters into global health.
I haven't looked it up much, to be honest, because I didn't have time. When I'm tired, or I forget at events. But I have a basic understanding where it goes from other teachers that I've been talking to, because I do want to continue. And very often they mention things in class. For example, if you have a specific project to do, and they will mention, oh, you're not that particular on word count, for example. But if you continue with the top of degree, you have to work within this frame. So you have to pay more attention. So it would be nice to start doing that now.
But they explained to us, once we finish the 2 years, I know you can apply for the top-up. And also they explained to us what is going to be the route in order to apply, but also that we're going to get the support from them. And I have friends who they finish and they're applying now from the top up, which they're really happy because they get quite a lot of support during the applications and everything what they have to do. They're explaining them in the way that they can understand. Because every one of us is coming from different countries, different backgrounds. So it's quite helpful to have someone who is behind you, helping you and supporting you and explaining to you every step.
It's kind of interesting because once you study something, you get that craving for it, like wanting to study more. Even if you pass that 1 year, it's like, no, I want to go back to school again. I want to actually learn a bit more.